And now, it's the Post Show with Pops and Kooky. A discussion about what you just heard on Limit Break Radio and Final Encountercast. LimitBreakRadio.com.
Hey everybody! It's the Post Show with Pops and Kooky.
What's up, what's up?
Hey, we got some new intro music. Nero put some together before the show today. It was pretty interesting if anybody caught wind of that. Did you catch any of it, Kooky?
I did. It was actually cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
How he was able to take the mixer and move things around and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, Nero needs to do that more often.
Oh, man. So, everybody, I just wanted to point out that we're in sub-only mode. Now, we will take questions that you guys might have for the host during this time. Also, we have a Patreon page at Patreon. Let's see here. It is
at patreon.com/limitbreakradio.
Yeah. Even if you donate $1, you'll be getting access to behind the scenes stuff right away, like the green room stuff and the archived shows and clips first. So what did you think of the cross-platform highlights that they were talking about?
I would love that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
My brother actually only has an Xbox One right now, and it would be great to have him play. And like they said, it would open up to a lot more players coming in, and that would be great. I don't mind it. I take the bonus.
When I played 11, there was that big stink about, oh my god, we're letting all these other people in and stuff like that. And I think right now with the game as it is, I don't think it'd be a big problem.
Right, yeah. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, we're getting new players in all the time. I mean, I see sprouts all over the place. And I think it'd be a perfect opportunity to, bring in more people. Did you do any of the Hatching Tide yet?
For sure. Yeah, it was silly cute. It was fun running after a stupid egg, but
right.
that was fun.
My fiance did an emote where she was trying to block it or hug it, and somebody told her to hold on to it for them.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fun.
I did it the first day, a couple hours it was out, and people were already bitching about it. I was kind of surprised. Like they were saying, we have to go all over the place, and now we have to do fates in town. And so I'm thinking to myself, they're already giving us stuff to begin with. Like all these events, they're just handing us stuff. This is the first fate I can remember for a while that we're actually doing things.
Yeah, it has been a while. I think Halloween's probably the last one.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But I think they still need to add more stuff besides, if you keep doing it more, you get more exclusive stuff, the more things that you enter in. But
exactly. I think
like what you said.
Excuse me. I think in 1.0, I know I keep going back to 1.0 every time I open up my stupid mouth, but they actually had...
Because you're old. Just kidding.
I'm not wanted. They had different tiers, like you said. I mean, they had, say, like the Hatching Tide back then. You got a certain ring, an Easter egg ring, for doing so many things, and then after it, you got more rare rings, like a midnight egg ring or something like that. It was very, very elaborate, I thought, back then. I mean, even the Christmas event, you had to actually go out and get materials and stuff to make your Santa suit. I thought it was pretty neat. I thought that stuff was.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. At least they could have gotten like an Easter egg basket or something.
Yeah,
of some sort.
Exactly.
That'd be kind of cute.
I mean, I do like the orchestrate the roles they're giving out now. I do like that, the papaya. I do like exactly. As soon as I got it, I was starting to sing that in my head and stuff like that. Oh my god! Oh my god! So I mean, I know I'm bouncing all over the place right now. I have to ask you, what is because you mean it as a monk?
A monk and warrior. I switch between the two.
Do you see the job bloat on either one of those?
What do you mean by job bullet?
Like the your abilities, like the buttons you press. You see,
monk Monk, yes. Warrior, not so much.
Because I didn't when I was.
But Monk, yes, for sure.
Because I didn't see it when I was on Warrior or White Mage, but I definitely see it when I'm on Bard.
Ugh, poor Bard.
You picked on a lot, I know, but I guess it comes with the territory.
Yeah, that Wanderer's Minuet sucks.
Oh God, yes. Oh, don't get me started on that. But yeah, but I guess they had to keep us in place. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh well.
Right. So I guess tell you what, let's talk to Kahlo first. I have a little bone to pick with this guy.
Uh-oh.
Hey!
You there,
That's my
Kahlo?
Pops impression. Yeah, that's my Pops impression. How'd you like that?
Oh my God, you
Watch,
keep.
here, I'll do it a little bit better. Hold on. I'm gonna do a little bit better. Hey! Did you see all that stuff where Nero was messing with the knobs and the dilly-dilly-os on the thingy, on the contraption there? That's really impressive. I hope he does it more. Hey!
I tell you what, man,
was that?
you are throwing some jabs left and right at me, man. I guess you know what? Well, we'll talk about it.
What's your bone? What's your bone to pick?
First of all, you walked off the show last week. I had a moment where I forgot what I was going to ask you, and then you said it, and I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Nope, I'm going to take off. And you just took off, man.
Pops, first of all, have you switched over the OBS so that they can see us in studio? I don't think you have.
I was going to say that too.
Let me see.
Don't worry, we'll wait.
Anyway, Kahlo,
Yes, Miss Kooky.
how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great now that I can hear your voice. How are you doing?
Good, thank you very much. Now, why aren't you in studio again?
I had some plans that I had to do with today. Oh crap! You can't see me. I'm too tall. No, fuck it. I'm gone then.
Anyway.
Yeah, I had some plans today that took up the majority of my day. So I was able to get back to my PC at 5 just in time for the show. So that's why I'm not in studio today.
Okay.
Yeah, but Pops,
Yeah.
the reason that I stormed off the show is because I am a star, and this show, as you can clearly see from not even having the camera up, is a joke. So I don't know if it's worth my time yet, Pops. You got to prove it to me. You got to prove it to the audience.
Tell you what, man.
All right, you have twice as many people this week. So kudos,
Thank
kudos
you.
to that.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you props on there. But yeah, I mean, if you want me to stay on the show longer, you got to entertain me, man. You got to keep me engaged.
Well-
Because I got places to be, I got people to see, things to do, people to do.
Right.
All right, it's just a busy,
What
busy
people
schedule.
to do?
What? Huh?
What people to do?
Hands don't count, remember.
that makes sense. The Hallis says to go back to Lala, Kahlo.
Not gonna happen.
I think last week we talked about a lot about PvP, right?
Yeah.
You didn't do the feast. I can ask you things about the feast. You finally
I've done the feast.
You done it now, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts about the feast?
It's good. The only thing that it seems super hectic because it's really hard to find and target people that you're looking for.
Eight
I
on
think
8 or 4 on 4?
8v8. I actually haven't done 4 before yet, but one of the things that I think was a bad change that I think that they should remedy is there's no need to be able to see people's titles. Okay, either
Correct.
their names or just what they are. Right.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
That's
I think
true.
it would be easier if it just showed what they are, like Black Mage, White Mage. But since they're trying to erect a PvP community here, I do think that there is some value in just having their names up and being able to see who it is you're fighting. So I think that you should be able to click on their name on the scoreboard and target them. Now, some people might think some people might think, oh, that's a little bit too easy, because part of the challenge is trying to find them, right? But just because you can target them doesn't mean that you can find them, right? Being able to target them easily that way isn't necessarily because the whole idea when it comes to having to find them is using line of sight to your advantage.
Correct.
Even if you
I was
have
just gonna
them
say that, yeah.
targeted, right? Even if you have them targeted, using line of sight to your advantage is still going to be a tactic that works. So, if there was an easier way to switch between targets, I think that would help a lot. But other than that, yeah, I really like it. I think I need to make a PvP specific keybind, or not key bindings, but like I have all my keys on that I do for my rotation, right? Like on hotbars 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, you play on keyboard. Okay.
Right, so I'm going to turn 4, 5, and 6 into like a PvP only one, so I can get rid of the shit that I'm never going to use. Like, I'm never going to use fucking Death from Above or Throwing Dagger,
right,
or bullshit like that. And it would be nice if some of the moves that I'm using, obviously, we talked about in the last episode, you don't really have a quote-unquote rotation when you're doing PvP. So, like, when I'm doing my rotation, it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5,
right.
It's all right there in the order that it has to go in. But in PvP, some of those things you might not use. So if you're going from 1 to 6 as a clicker, guys, it would be easier if they were just a little bit closer together.
Right.
Well, why don't you just hotkey and keybind, Carlo, you dirty clicker? Fuck off.
Well, I mean, that just goes for the hardcore players, and they do the keybinds and shit like that. But I mean, I don't.
No,
I don't keybind either. Kooky, do you keybind?
No, heck no. No, I
It might
don't.
heal a little bit better if you did.
What? I don't heal. Okay, I mantra.
There you go.
That's not healing.
It helps us, the healers, out,
It helps
actually.
the healers.
No, okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a weird thing for a healer to cross class, but if that helps, I suppose.
Stop.
There's a conjurer, you could probably do that.
And I mostly play on consoles, so I'm usually on controller.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Sure.
What did you think of the topic today? Do you think it was interesting?
I actually did.
Oh, good, because I wasn't sure how that was going to end up going. That was my topic. We were kind of scrambling for a topic earlier in the week, and I'm like, well, fuck it, let's do it this way.
It was really good, though. It brought a lot of discussion into the show.
Definitely.
So,
I
pretty
like
good.
it's always the future, it's always theory crafting crap, which really engages thought and discussion is what I liked it.
Yeah, I know that it's, unfamiliar territory for people like Pops and Juxta, but and Skuro.
That's why I didn't contribute much.
Sometimes you have to stimulate, the small organ that is your brain every once in a while.
Thanks, Carlo. That's another jab.
You're welcome.
That's all right, man. So well, since you brought up the topic, what made you think about bringing this up to everybody?
Well, we've been actually talking a lot about, our reactions to the last patch and, things like that. And obviously this kind of talk, I think, always plays a little bit of role in really any kind of discussion, because the future is always something that's on people's minds, that's always filled with, uncertainty. And I thought that something that we haven't done, at least in a while, is look at the past, the present, and the future of FF14 comparatively, because it's not something that you can really do at the beginning of 3.0, because all you have is the beginning, which, I mean, that's something we did. We compared the launch of Heaven's Ward to the launch of A Realm Reborn, and even to the launch of Final Fantasy XIV 1.0. So now that we're further along in it, we're kind of reaching about the halfway point. We've gotten a lot of what, like the meat of what we're going to get, especially with the fact that we have this pattern that Square Enix has gotten into. And so we kind of know a little bit what to expect. I just thought that right now was the perfect time to sort of put on our tinfoil hats and talk about where we think things are going.
Right.
Because as I said in the show, I think with 2.0, it was definitely an upward trend in the popularity of patches. Like, obviously, there was some stuff that came out that people weren't really keen with. But for the most part, I think every time a patch came out, we were pretty happy, right? And Kooky, you're not wearing pants again. And with 3.0, it had a really good release. Then people weren't very happy with 3.1, and they weren't very happy with 3.15. And then 3.2 came out, and we're still not all that, satisfied with Square Enix, but they're starting to move in a better direction. I guess
happier.
actually one of the questions that I actually wanted to bring up on the show was, should we be satisfied with that? Like, everyone's all like, oh yeah, this patch was great, but was it actually like a good patch, or was it just good comparatively, and is that something we should be okay with? Should Square Enix subvert our standards and make us be like, oh, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit? Then when they actually come out with something decent, we're more ecstatic for it because it's better than what we've had.
Right.
But is it the best that they can put out? Like if they give us patch 3.3 and it's right on par with this, are we going to be okay with that, or should we expect more from them?
I think we should expect more.
Right. They're probably going to drop the bomb on us. Just like, okay, here you guys go. Boring stuff. Do this, do that. You're supposed to pace yourself into the next patch. And I think this last patch actually laid out some nice groundwork for probably whatever's coming up next. So I think they're doing okay. I think they're going to just drop something huge for us. I'm sure.
We'll
see.
I don't know. I think they're on a pattern right now because we're always talking about patterns. That the next one might be a setup too. I mean, there's just so many plots out there that they have to tie up at least one or two of them, right?
You're right.
I mean,
I'm hoping it's Nidhogg. I'm gonna bank with an ear, and I'm gonna say that I think that it's Nidhogg.
I think Nidhogg is going to be 3.4. I really do, because we still have
because one of the big things that we were worried about was that we can't really go after Nidhogg is, for one, we didn't know where he was, and for two, there was this internal struggle within Ishgard between the nobles and the lowborns, and this previous patch having the Grand Melee, helped to bridge that gap, and now everyone's sort of like rallied behind Emmerich and us, the Warrior of Light. The only way that I could see 3.3 being more set up is... No, see, I don't think that would work. I think that we're going to go after Nidhogg, and then I think if there's anything left in Ishgard to do in 3.4, it's going to be to wrap up, maybe some type of little arc. Yeah, like a cleanup arc that really shows that, all of that corruption that was in Ishgard is finally and fully gone now.
Right.
They could possibly reverse those. We might get that first,
right,
and then we do Nidhogg in 3.4. But I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
What I think, we still have to go to who was it? Redalfnir? Was that who was stabbed in the back? The dragon.
Vidofnir, yes.
Vidofnir.
Yes.
We still have to go to her and get all her brood. I mean, I unless it's going to come up in 3.25, but I don't see that happening because she's still on the mend. And we have to get the dragons on our side, don't we? Isn't that where this is going?
Well, I think that the dragons were already kind of on our side, and that whole summit was just sort of like officiating it all. Right. Now, the question is whether or not that breaks that bond. I don't think that would turn the dragons against us because they know that it was Nidhogg who did it.
Right.
So, if anything, that could actually strengthen the bonds between... Because I think he probably did it to try and scare the dragons. Like, this is what happens if you oppose me. And some of them might just be like, no, you know what, Nidhogg? You've gone too fucking far.
Right, fuck that shit.
The humans are right. Yeah, you are insane, and now you're not just waging war on them, you're also waging war on your own people.
Right.
And the fact that Vidofnir didn't die... she can help push that. Had Vidofnir died, then we may be in trouble because the dragons could have blamed us for Vidofnir dying on our watch. But she didn't, so I don't think there's going to be any consequences from it. I think it was just for shock factor.
Do you think we'll get Estinian back?
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
Same.
Somebody's got to die and stay dead. It's been a long time since we've seen that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, we'll see, I guess. I mean, with the future, like in 4.0 and stuff, because we were talking about it, progressing the game from here. Would you rather see? I mean, you mentioned the tree, getting tree skills, right?
Yeah. The idea that like at 60 at some point, you could choose between like a rogue, or no, sorry, because we were technically already a rogue, but let's call them a like a rascal thief and an assassin, right?
Correct.
Or sorry, a rascal ninja and like an assassin. And basically, the rascal would be all about like dealing increased damage, right? Like just by himself, just more output damage and less mobility and support.
Right.
And the other one would be more about putting like damage debuffs on the mob, or maybe even putting like little poison buffs on your party members so that they do more damage. So then one could support the party in doing more overall damage, and the other one could pump out more individual damage, right? Because that would Sure, you might only take like one person might be like, well, whoever has the most overall damage is the one that's going to be favored. Well, not necessarily. In a raid setting, the one that's giving like overall raid damage to the whole party would be favored. But if you're someone who's not into raiding, then you're going to favor just more damage output yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that kind of idea, and now it would be a slippery slope because I mean it's the same thing that WoW runs into is that sometimes what ends up happening is you have one branch that is favored over the other one, so no one ever really plays that. But I think that's just an inherent risk of the system, and at large and in general, sure, that's probably going to happen. But there will always be people that play on one side or the other, and you're still going to get some enjoyment out of it in your overall player base. And I think that it would be welcome from everyone to just have more customization between your jobs.
Right.
So are these going to be like individual stones is what you're theorizing, or
if it was something, it could be something similar to what merits or like the talent trees are in World of Warcraft, and maybe when you choose one it locks the other one out, or hell, maybe you do get access to both of them and you can switch back and forth to them when you need to.
Interesting.
that kind of opens up a whole new. It could open up like a hybrid kind of thing to where Red Mage could actually come back in.
Right.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. Hey, it's Red Mage.
I like that idea. Say every job right now, say like if you're on Ninja, you could, because I already know you guys give out some debuffs, right? And some buffs. What happens if they split that into Ninja either being a debuff Ninja or a buff Ninja? That way you can take two ninjas into a
The problem is when it comes to like the raiding environment, the only buffs that really get used is like damage increase buffs. You're not going to find yourself like, putting any type of vulnerability, like, vulnerable to fire down, because that shit doesn't work in raiding.
Right.
You can never like heavy or slow bosses, right?
Right.
So the only debuffs that are actually really worth it are, debuffs like when you put
slow
trick attack on, right? So that the damage they take goes down,
increase,
or damage increase, or that they do less damage. But I mean, you already have a lot of those spread between the jobs as well. So I don't know if like a purely debuff class is something that would thrive as much.
Right. I do like the trees. I do like the tree. I wish they
It'd
would
be something different. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do something different.
We need customization, Square Enix, but beyond glamour.
Yes, beyond glamour. Please, please, please. Well, it's been nice, Kahlo, talking to you today. I'm glad we got our grievances out there. And
if I was there right now, as you said, it's been nice, Kahlo, I'd have walked out of the room.
You know what? I wouldn't. I would expect you to do that, actually. So if you were here, I probably wouldn't have said it.
Okay.
All right, man. You take care.
Bye,
Yep, you too.
Kahlo.
I'll see you guys soon.
See you next week. All right. Well, right as we say that, Scully has popped in.
Oh, wow. He's ready and willing.
Yeah.
Right.
What's going on? Long time.
Well, we figured we were out there listening to episode 57 of Limit Break Radio and decided, and Nero sent me back, so. How's it been?
Good. How about you? Rested?
Well, it's been I've been exhausted for the past week, but yes, finally getting back on track and
Awesome job.
Awakened from my coma.
You did a great job, too.
Thank you.
Awesome. What was the final total?
$4,033.04.
Man.
Yes.
Awesome.
Boot.
Numbers I could not have imagined. I was hopeful that we'd do better than we did at Seeds, but to do that much better was shocking. Actually, we beat what we earned at Seeds on disc 1, so that was very exciting.
You almost by yourself didn't during the bet they raised 5,000, right?
They raised 4,500.
So you almost came close by yourself.
Yes, by the terms of the bet, yeah. Over the course of 34 days, I think it was, we raised $4,500. So yeah, to do that, to do 4,000 in 36 hours was incredible.
Wow, nice job, man.
Thank you.
So, did you do any of the feast? Because we talked about that last week.
I have been so unplugged from Final Fantasy XIV while doing this event. It has been ridiculous. I got on today to jump into the studio. I was like, oh yeah, I got a patch. When the hell was that patch? I can't even imagine. The last 2 weeks have been nothing but prep work, doing the stream, and then working on post stuff.
Right.
I finished the thank you video. It should be up on or on YouTube now.
Right.
On
Check it out,
our
guys.
videos. It should be there by now. At least it was processing when I left. So as long as my internet didn't crash, it should be up.
No, it's up.
And the song that I owe everyone will hopefully go up tonight or tomorrow morning. It's recorded. Not happy about it. I don't sing well, but it is recorded, and I should be able to finish it up and get it out here
sure
probably
it's fine.
tonight. Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
Right. So
How's your hair?
My hair,
it's blue.
It's very blue and shades of green. Getting it bleached was awful. It hurt more than anything I've done for this show. I would rather get my legs waxed again easily than getting my hair bleached. That
Really?
Oh,
sucked.
really?
Dude, it hurts like hell.
does it have like a burning sensation?
Yeah, like
or-
so I sit down in the chair and she's like, okay, well you're brown, so we need to get you like lightened up first.
Right.
So we can do blue. And I said, all right. So she's like, you're going to feel like a tingling. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's tingling. Ow. Okay, it's burning now. Ow. Hey. And she's like, yeah, it does that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well you didn't say burning, you said tingling. This is really starting to burn. She's like, did you wash your hair this morning? And I said, yes. Should I not have? She said, yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that.
Oh,
it's
no
going to get
way.
worse before it gets better. And it got worse before it got
Wow.
better. That's for damn sure. It was no fun.
Ouch.
But it came out nice, even though it turned greener than I would have liked it to. But now I'm like addicted to it. I already can't wait to get my hair dyed again.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna keep the dark blue and then do a light blue and then do like icy white on the tips eventually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'll probably look like one of those ice cream pops you used to get from the ice cream man. But I'm hopeful that it'll look good.
Right. Excuse me. So, we just got done talking to Kahlo about the job bloat and the traits.
Yes.
And I personally think that the trait tree would be awesome to see
Yeah.
for a customization. What do you think?
A trait tree, like you can change like aspects of your job. I think that'd be really cool depending on what they do with it. Like I think it'd be cool if you could build jobs in different ways. I don't know like what exactly you do for like Dragoon. Would you do like a jump focused Dragoon versus a DOT focused Dragoon, or I don't know.
Yeah, good call.
I don't know. Yeah, how about I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
No, go ahead, man.
No.
What?
No, I'm not.
Now you got my curiosity, and
Yeah.
Cookie's wondering.
Okay, I want my my version of Dragoon where I get my eggy, but it's a wyvern.
The wyvern?
I want the
Anyway.
wyvern one. Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna say. Y'all knew it.
They could put a couple different wyverns,
But
for
yeah,
different traits.
Well, I just figure like you can build it like really light pet Dragoon or full on brutal DPS Dragoon.
Right.
However you want to do it.
I mean, because Dragoons are a little squishy.
Are they? Are they a bit squishy?
Just a tad.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have, say, like a wyvern for maybe to help you stay up.
Oh,
little
so
bit.
kind of like a Healy
Healer?
Dragoon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be the closest to them replicating what it was. But I think it'd be an interesting idea because you can build it like literally at that point. You're saying, am I building FF11 Dragoon or FF4 Dragoon?
Right.
Which one do you want? You can build it either way you want.
Right.
So but I think like Dragoon, I don't think is the best job for that argument. I think like they made a great point with like Ninja. I think there's so many different ways to build Ninja.
Yeah.
That like that would be who would really shine from. I think the tanks would kind of get the shaft in it though. Although even with like Paladin, you could like almost do like a hybrid of like Rune Fencer versus Paladin. Do you want to build a magically geared tank, or do you want to build like a physically geared against
Correct,
tank?
yeah.
I think there'd be a lot of cool things you could do with
warriors, you could have like a berserker.
yeah,
something like
right.
that.
Oh,
Like a
Berserker
Yeah.
would be
Cool.
like,
Love
Wielding with
that.
hammers or something like that.
yeah, someone gets like, yeah,
Yes.
you're doing like the great axe, like your
Yes.
armor. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Dark Knights, I'm not too sure. I mean, they're kind of new, so I'm not too familiar with them.
Well,
but
you build one that doesn't do any damage and one that misses all the time. It's your choice. You can have it either way.
oh,
But no, you could build like Suicide Dark Knight versus like maybe like Suicide Dark Knight does a little bit more DPS, functions
Right.
more as an off tank, but they penalize themselves. So it's like Suicide Dark Knight versus full tank Dark Knight.
right, and Living Dead would really come in handy then.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I don't think like inherently having customization options in your job is a bad thing.
Right.
And I like the idea like this is something that like maybe you could swap almost kind of easily, so that like you could do like okay, I'm going into turn 12 I don't know why that came to mind, but I'm going into Midas or something like that.
Right.
I'm going to bust out my DPSC version of this job or something like that. I don't know. It'd be cool. The point is there'd be a lot of options. There'd be a lot of things to explore. With right now, every job kind of has a one-track path to success.
We just need a little more customization.
Yes, exactly.
It'd be really neat.
Kooky, how are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for staying up with me so late. You tuned in at a time when you're usually well asleep.
Oh, I know. I had to make sure I was there with you when you did your stream.
Man, the end of that stream was like you were happy for so many multiple reasons at that point because we were so tired we just wanted to be over. But I was really worried at the end that I was gonna have to stop and go and level a bit because I didn't think I was high enough level to beat Necron. Like I was getting my ass kicked on Kuja and Necron. I'm like, oh god, this is just gonna bring the stream to a grinding halt if I have to stop and go back and level because I didn't have any tents left. I was out of Healy stuff.
Right.
So I was gonna not only have to do that, I was gonna have to leave Memoria, go out and shop, and then come back and level, and then walk all the way through Memoria.
Jesus.
It was gonna be horrible. Thank God we won.
Right. Nice.
It was good.
Yeah, and it ended up being a lot of fun. Obviously, all for a great cause. So,
oh, definitely. So, what do you think about the cross-platform thing? You think that'll be an issue?
No, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason not to do it at this point. I feel like the age of like the console war at this point is basically has come down to what third-party title is on my system already. It's come down to things like, well, they've got Final Fantasy and they've got Gears of War and they've got Halo and they've got what, like that's what it's basically come down to at this point. And I think like for Microsoft to even say that they're interested in like expanding cross-platform support leads me to believe that they're being pressured from third-party support or distributors to not be console exclusive anymore. Correct. And that's what I took away from that. And so if we're seeing the end of console exclusivity, that to me is extremely exciting, and we'll talk about that a lot more on Final Encountercast. But that to me would be very exciting. Yeah, next week hopefully.
Next week,
it's Easter Sunday, so it's going to be weird.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're
gonna do our best.
No, if I'll be able to make it.
I know it's Easter Sunday. That's a hard day, but we'll see where we're at. We're gonna talk about that during the week.
It is.
Yeah, next week's
wow,
Sunday.
that creeped up quick.
Well, because it fell in March this year.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't usually fall in March.
Right.
Usually it's first week of April-ish, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I won't be there. I'm going to WonderCon, not Easter.
Oh, well, I'm jealous of that.
What's that? I'd never heard of that.
It's wondrous.
It's like a smaller Comic-Con, but it'll be in LA.
Oh, really?
Is it WonderCon where you got me my Carbuncle plushie?
That was San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay, well, I don't like it as much then.
But I'm sure Square Enix will be right there. I mean, like they're right there in LA, so they cannot miss WonderCon, right?
Someone should spray paint Limit Break Radio on the side of Square Enix headquarters.
There you go.
Is that what you want me to do?
Yes.
I would never say such a thing on the air. That
kidding.
is not the opinion of Limit Break Radio or its hosts.
I'm not doing that.
Of course not. Of course you're not doing that. That no.
Right.
No.
So you haven't been in game much.
No.
Going to be soon
this week. Yeah.
This
week,
week, yeah.
I can get back into it this week. I'm happy to come back to streaming. Like I was glad to take a week off of streaming.
Right.
And just first of all recharge. Second of all, finish all the video work that I had to get done, like to pay up for the stream. But it was good to get some time away. I'm looking forward to coming back streaming this week, though. I know I still need to walk Juxta through getting his character to 99 in FF11.
Oh.
So that'll probably be this week.
Juxta.
Yeah. Juxta asked me. He's like, hey, can you help me finish leveling up? And yeah. So he's like, he's dedicated to it. So props to him for that.
Right.
So that'll probably be this week. I want to do a Nicalia stream this week. Streaming returns this week, and I can get back into FF14.
You guys look forward to it. Scalia is back.
That's right.
With his blue hair.
With my blue, green, turquoise mermaid hair.
Right. So how long did it take him to diet? I mean,
I was there for about 3.5 hours, probably.
Right.
I would
Sounds
say.
about right.
Yeah. The bleaching took way longer. That's what took the longest.
Right.
And that was the shittiest part too. So, but no, it took about 3.5 hours. I'd say. I've got pictures of me looking like Draco Malfoy because my hair turned it blonde first when they lifted it.
I
And
want to see that.
I'll send you the picture. I've got me looking like, I think Malkyria might have, it was either Malkyria or Malkythera. They're like, you look like edgier Draco Malfoy, like if he wasn't a wuss in the 7th movie. So that's how it turned out.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I mean, you did a great job on that. I tuned in probably about 7 a.m. I think I came on.
Which time? Oh, no, 7 a.m. would only been once.
Yeah,
Never mind.
7 a.m.
36 hours.
Yeah, 7 a.m. And you guys looked, exhausted then.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was with you at that time. She was to your left.
I had the Soulless Ginger on one side of me and Lumi on the other side of me, so that'd be Alita and Carrie.
Yeah, because I think she passed out. That was
Alita. She was falling asleep. Yeah, that was her. Yeah, big props go out to them who Soulless Ginger is not a night person at all, so I couldn't believe she stayed up all night with us for that. That was amazing. Right. And big thanks go out to her for being our hair remover.
That's right. He doesn't have any hair on his arms.
I know, no hair on my arms. My eyebrows have been tweezed. My nose hairs have been tweezed. I got nothing left.
Right. Did you hit all your stretch goals?
I've done all the stretch goals. The last one I have to make good on is the song, which that's it. Nice. After that, we're done.
So how have you started thinking about your next stream?
Yep. The planning is underway. We're having trouble nailing down a good time to do it because with FanFest coming this fall, we know people are going to be wanting to save money for FanFest,
right?
And that's of course important. So I'm kind of trying to be mindful of that. And so me and Aniro are working out a time that we think would be beneficial to do our next stream. What we can say, and I mentioned this on the charity thank you video, is this next stream will be bigger than anything we've ever done. Nice. It is going, like, from a production standpoint, from what we're putting on the line. Yeah. Spoilers, one of us is talking about getting a tattoo as their stretch goal. That's on there. We are going to...
Don't give too much away.
I know. There's like so much I want to say and stuff like that. I can say this. We're not playing a Final Fantasy game this time.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, why not?
Well, we had a couple points of that. Originally, we were going to do Final Fantasy X. Was going to be our next one. Because it was going to be like 8, 9, 10.
Right.
And the running joke that I continue ignoring 7. But the thing that we ran into is 10 is not only very long, but is already voice acted. And we wanted to stay away from games that already have full voice acting because that's part of the fun is doing the voices for the characters. So since that game's already fully voice acted, we want to stay away from that. And we also wanted to get off doing only Final Fantasy games because eventually we're going to run out of Final Fantasy games. And then we're going to be like, well, now what?
Right.
So we wanted to get away from doing just Final Fantasy games. We are going to be moving on to something. I know people hear that and they're like, oh, God, it's going to be different and terrible. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited to be playing the games that we're going to be playing.
Variety streaming. Nice. I know as soon as I'm trying to get my setup at home, and I would love to start doing variety streaming because you do everything.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything, and we're very excited. We're going to try and include Final Encounter Cast a little bit more with this one as before we just did. It was a Limit Break radio production. This time we're going to mention Final Encounter Cast with that. And just from a production standpoint, this stream we started planning in December was the beginning of the planning for that.
Right.
This one we have at least probably 6 to 8 months that we're planning out in advance. It's going to be big.
Nice. There you hear it, you heard it here first, guys. And check out that stream when it comes around. Scully is back. Start streaming next week.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man. It's nice seeing you again, dude.
Good seeing you.
All right, man.
Yay.
Send in Juxta real quick.
I can send you a Juxta. Have a good one, guys.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Thanks, Escalia.
So I'd like to remind people that we are in sub-only mode only because we are subs so they can ask the host questions if they have them. Yes. Also, you guys on Patreon, it's patreon.com/limitbreakradio. Even $1 helps us out. You get access you get first access from the green screen or the green rooms. I'm sorry, and the archive shows.
Our past episodes.
Yeah, and the past episodes. Oh, Juxta just popped in.
What's up, sluts?
Who told you that?
What up, Ho?
How's it going, guys?
Oh, wonderful. How about you?
Tired.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Hey, isn't it late over there right now? It's 6 over here. Light's still out.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's late. It's time for my bedtime.
Yeah. Go sleepies.
Man, I go to bed around, I don't know, anywhere from between 9 o'clock p.m. to 2 o'clock a.m. And no matter what time I go to sleep, I always wake up at 7 a.m. or 7:30. No matter what time I try to wake up at. So I either get lots of sleep or no sleep at all, and it's a pain.
I usually try taking some sleeping help, like pills or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like last night, I like went to bed at like midnight or something, maybe 1 o'clock, and then I woke up because I was like just startling in my sleep or whatever, and I took like an Ambien to help me fall back asleep, and I still woke up at 7:30 in the morning.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Take
That's
double the
weird.
dose. Try that.
You're trying to kill me or something.
Put you in a coma or something.
Woody's trying to, he's vying for my drop engineer seat over there.
I want the burger phones. Thank you. Just kidding.
They're yours.
All right, fine, Kooky. If I die, you can inherit the burger phones.
Bequeath you the burger phones.
That's the only part of my inheritance you get, though. Use them well.
Right.
Oh man. So, we were talking to Kahlo and Escalia about.
sorry.
I know I'm not going to go down that road because I'm trying to be nice for once. So the job traits, because as playing Ninja, I know you guys have bloat, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, probably.
Because you also
It's not
go as
too bad.
on a healer too, white mage, right?
Yes.
And you don't see it there because I don't.
No. I use all my abilities. Ugh, being a white mage is like, that's my jive. Like that's my healer.
It's really quick and easy, and I mean,
I can't stand playing healer or white mage under 50,
Right.
Because the tools that we get through in Heaven's Ward just really bring the class together.
correct.
So, but yeah, I guess we do have ability blow, and I bet it's even worse on a controller or whatever. But really, why are you on controller?
Right.
I mean, if we add another 5 more abilities, then yeah, I'm not going to have room for them. But
So you like the trait tree?
the trait idea is good, but like I said, like I don't know if Square Enix, like, I don't know if they can do it, because like, I don't know, like, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's say that it wouldn't surprise me if, due to some kind of weird spaghetti code reason, that SE can't add traits through like the job system or like through a quest or something.
Right.
That would not surprise me in the least. So.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, it would be nice to have traits to the game, because yeah, we're obviously getting ability bloat at this point.
Hey, Skrull wants to know, what did you scream about last night during the late show?
What did I scream about?
That's
He
what
screamed?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I was passed out, so I didn't catch that one.
I have no idea, Skrull. Kooky, can you do me a favor, please?
What?
Can you time Skrull out?
Done.
Thank you very much,
Oh, look
Kooky.
at that.
Skrull, don't be in. Anyone else? Anyone else in the chat? Go ahead and send a question. If you're Skrull, you're bad. Everyone else is good.
Oh man, I think since I got you in here, last Tuesday was the first time I actually healed for you guys.
Was it? In
Yes.
a group?
Oh, it
Yes.
was.
And I have to say, you guys are fucking trolls. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called getting good. And we're
Right. Well,
teaching you.
I mean, being the first time as a healer for you guys, I didn't think you guys were going to corner me in like you did on that first
was
moth.
it an Amdapor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
I don't know. I mean, I thought you guys, okay, we're just going to give him a pass this one time for being shitty to me all the rest of the time.
No one gets a pass.
Especially because you're the intern. Come on, bro.
I will remember this for the rest of my time doing dungeons with you guys.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Gorius was fun as hell.
Yeah. It was.
I mean,
fun.
that was the first time I've had fun in Final Fantasy in a very, very long time.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
All the shit talking you guys did on Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, reset days are fun, especially with Discord and
Right.
Gordius now. Or Midas.
Midas. That's
Midas.
right. I'm sorry.
Midas, yeah.
Midas. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like I've been having a lot of fun with that, but I'm gonna have to miss this Tuesday.
Right.
Got a new job.
Right.
Congrats.
Yeah.
TY.
You don't sound too excited.
Well, I'm just tired, and it's just more work, I guess.
Right. But it pays the bills.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's delivering pizzas, and to be honest, it's like the best like income to work ratio you can get at this income level, I guess. So,
Right.
For the
I'm not-
tips?
yeah, the tips basically. So
I mean, I wouldn't mind having that. I mean, I'm lifting heavy equipment all day long, and I'm tired by the time I get home.
That
Doesn't
sucks.
strippers make the same amount of tips as pizza drivers?
No, shut up.
What?
That's a lie.
Where is this fact coming from?
I don't know. I thought I heard it.
Unless you got some ugly ass strippers, then I guess that might be a thing. But no.
Oh my god.
On a good day, I'll come out with like. On a good day, I'll come out with like $60 to $80, and that's on a good day.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and tips alone.
No
so.
shit.
So, but this is also most of the places give you if you're on a wage, then you typically don't get the full delivery fee.
Right.
I know for a fact that Little Caesars does give you the full delivery fee, which is usually anywhere from $3 to $3.50 to $5 just for the fee alone. So,
Wow.
that might be where you're getting their stripper tips from. But then at the end of the day, they don't get the wage either. So,
Right. Maybe you got to shake it, when you're pizza delivery guy for the.
yeah, and gotta work it. I
That's
guess. Wear some skimpy shorts.
Right.
All right, next time I'm over there, I'm ordering pizza from Juxta's workplace, and he better shake it for me.
You got to deliver. See what I did there?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Sorry, that was a. Hey, I'm trying to throw some fun wording in there like you do. I'm trying to learn, but All right, I'll stop doing it then.
Just awkwardly stare at him. Be silent. Make it awkward for everybody.
Right. So, I mean, we were talking about the cross platform
Yeah.
topic. Do you see a problem with it?
No, like what? And like, how can anyone see a problem with it? Like,
I don't. I'm just bringing this because I remember from 11, a lot of people had a problem with the cross platforms,
that's because people who played Final Fantasy 11 were stupid.
but a lot of them are here too.
Well, they're still stupid. No, like it's only gonna increase. Like, it's only a good thing because despite what everyone wants to think and stuff, like there's a large subset of people who have only an Xbox One, and they would not have the opportunity to play Final Fantasy 14 without cross-platform support.
Right.
So, like everyone's like, oh, they should just buy a PC or whatever. Well, you know what? A PC's $400 or $500. So
Yeah, if you're lucky to play this on a $400 or $500.
yeah, and like
Right.
the thing is, like a lot of people don't have the money to spend on a gaming computer.
Correct.
Despite I mean, they could if they wanted to, but they just don't see a point.
Right.
And we call those people unenlightened. But for those lower bottom dweller people, we have consoles.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Do you play on console, Cookie?
I do. I play on PS4.
Oh wow, Kooky burn on the side.
Okay. No, wait. So what if they open it up on, let's say, Nintendo NX? Would you do it?
Nope.
Would I play on it?
Yeah.
No, it's
You were a
stupid.
liar. You would.
Then I would be playing on a console, which then leads into playing on a controller, which then leads to being a bad.
That doesn't. Controller does not equal bad. Shut up.
No,
Get out.
Controller equals you are a bad. Yeah, that's correct.
No.
Cookie. Yeah.
No,
Yes.
that's
What happens
not
if you
right.
play on both, keyboard and controller?
Oh, that's just too much work. Just use a keyboard.
I do both. I mean,
Just use a keyboard. It's just so much easier.
I can't play Bard on a keyboard.
Why not?
Exactly. I don't know. Because when I'm a Bard and I'm playing, like, say, the PvP stuff, I'm always moving. And I can't keep doing the ASWD shit all the time. But I can do it with my thumb on the controller. It's much easier to move around.
Yeah, exactly.
Just use your fingers.
I have arthritis, all right? I'm an old man.
Well, that makes sense.
See?
But you know what? Don't blame your illness on
My
the fact that
crippling
you're bad.
disability on everybody else. No, man, you guys are horrible people. I swear.
All right.
I even know why I show up some days.
Well, at least I don't have arthritis.
All right. The mismatcher was asking on chat, what do you want out of PvP?
What do I want out of it?
Yeah. Did you like the feast, or what changes would you do?
You know, it's an interesting question because, like, I found the feast entertaining enough. Like, I would do it just for funsies or whatever. But, like, I haven't actually done it in the last week or so since our last show. And it's not because I don't like it, because it's, it's fun enough. So I don't know.
Have you tried 8 and 8 yet?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No, it's a little bit more confusing, I thought, because I've done a lot. I mean, since we had the show and reset, I have done nothing but PvP.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I even capped lore on doing it, and I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love PvP now. It's all I want to do.
Wow. On your bard?
Yeah,
Why you gotta bring your team down like that?
because I'm an ass hat like that, I like doing that. But I mean,
This is why God gave you arthritis.
it probably. You're such a horrible person.
Yeah, I try.
No, I mean, but I've done the 8 on 8 and the 4 versus 4, and I like you were talking about last week. The 4 on 4 is much more fun. It's less chaotic.
Yeah, like the issue with the 8v8 is that I don't know. It's just there's not really a higher skill ceiling, but at the same time, it's also less skillful. Like I just don't even know what to make of the 4 or the 8v8 because
Yeah, 'cause you get like 4 DPS on one person, they're insta dead.
yeah, they're insta dead, but at the same time, you have 2 healers that could just spam heal them. I don't know. Like I feel like the coordination requirement for 8v8 is so much higher than 4v4 to where like you just lose sight of everything in the battle. Like
Right.
you kind of have to just tunnel. There's just too much DPS in 8v8. That's how it is, guys. That is how it is. The end.
Do you like the summoner debuff or the nerf?
Any nerf that doesn't hit Bard, or excuse me, that doesn't hit Ninja is a win.
Right.
Is a win. So basically, just nerf all the classes except Ninja, and I'd be happy.
Right.
But no, like summoner nerf, like yeah, it was obviously needed.
OP.
I don't know anyone who can deny that summoners didn't need a nerf, but I feel like the changes to their DOT's duration, that was kind of weird and unnecessary.
Right.
But the nerf to their burst was definitely
Needed. Yeah.
Oh God,
Boy, you must be feeling well today, man.
I have indigestion, bro.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
It's all that Mountain Dew, you think? Or?
I'm drinking that just so I can stay awake, bro. I have not been this tired in a long time.
You need to get it like intravenous, hook a needle up.
Right? No, like that summoner nerf is good. Obviously, I do not like the change to that spell casting though. Admittedly, I have not done any PvP since that patch went in, but I just feel like that would just make healers just way too strong.
Right.
And to be honest, like, yes, healing in PvP is hard and it's an acquired skill.
Correct.
Yes.
That's why I don't do it, because I have no skill.
Right, obviously. But like good healers in PvP are so hard to kill. Like,
Yeah.
Like even if you coordinate with your other DPS, you even get a paladin using their damage down or damage taken increase, and then you even have a fucking ninja trick attack.
Right.
The healer, sure they can get bursted down, but all it takes is like one
Benediction.
they're full, or a tetragrammaton, they're full, or even popping whatever it's called, like clairvoyancy or something, the thing that makes them so they can't move, but they also all hits and miss.
Right. Yeah.
Like any one of those things, and they have enough time to react and get themselves back up to full, and it's just, and now if they, like, if you don't burst them hard enough, they can just ignore all the damage. Like, it just seems like it's going to be really, really hard to kill healers in PvP now.
I want to say yes and no. It all depends on when their cooldowns are going off. If they pop those, then their cooldowns, then you might be able to take them down after that.
But that's the thing, is that like good healers are able to like properly kite you around, so they can minimize the damage and minimize their cooldown usage, so they can just rotate cooldowns as they need. So it just depends.
Maybe put TP back in the sprint.
No, that just hurts melee. That's a terrible idea.
But why would you want to sprint in a melee?
What?
Why do you sprint in melee?
Why do you sprint as a melee?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a ranged bard. I don't use sprint.
You sprint as a melee DPS so you can keep up to the people who are using sprint.
Oh, so you mean that's the difference, though. I'm range. I don't need to do that.
Well, you should always be popping sprint like as soon as it's off cooldown. Like sprint is so strong. Like, yeah, like
Maybe you were right last week. Maybe I'm just a horrible player.
yeah, sprint is a super strong cooldown. The fact that they removed TP cost from that is very very good to melee.
Heck yeah.
What?
I said heck yeah.
Yeah. Like, really, to be honest, like, it didn't really make any sense for it to remove all your TP to begin with. Like, I don't see, like, why they should punish melee like that to begin with, so.
Right.
But,
Maybe you should just take that away, period.
You're not wrong. It would make casters and healers, give them one less tool to use to keep them from dying, which would,
right,
in my opinion, be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, the problem with PvP, for me, is that healers should not be able to stay alive through one DPS. If you have one DPS going ham out, full cooldowns on them, they should be able to kill that healer.
Right. They're supposed to be squishy, period.
Yeah, they're supposed to be squishy, and, like, the thing is, like, if you can't have, like, well, this pertains more to front lines and whatever, but you have one healer defending a point,
right,
and you have one DPS, the DPS should be able to kill that healer, because if not,
right,
then the healer can just maintain that points indefinitely until they have friends.
Talking about like Sealed Rock.
Yeah, Sealed Rock. That's what I meant. I said front lines, but yeah,
it
like,
is. It's part of front lines. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just, as a DPS, you should be able to kill anyone 1v1,
right? Because
that's your role, is to kill people. And
right,
if you have to have like a team to take down a person, then it just doesn't feel right to me.
Right. No, I agree with you.
I mean, it makes PvP a very defensive game, and it makes it slower.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe they need to take a little bit of the nerf to their defense, then maybe.
Yeah, make it just so they're actually squishy. I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that because like you brought up Sealed Rock, and I've done a lot of that too. And the first time I played it was this week.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I mean, that's my favorite PvP is
Sealed Rock is fun, just mainly because of the objectives.
Yeah. But it's funny that you have so many idiots still out there. I mean, I've only been playing it a week, and I understand you have to take towers, and then you also have to take out, say, somebody who's in the lead as well.
Right.
I was on a team yesterday, and they were just going around just killing people. That's it. And we got obliterated. Like, I think we only amassed maybe 115 points.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
That's just the age-old MMO tradition, is fighting on the roads. That's how you know people are bad. But to be fair, fighting on the roads, like, you get in the heat of battle, you start chasing somebody, and you really want that person to die, and before you know it, you're, 100 yards away from the flag, and you see just an entourage of fucking Tauren and undead chasing you down, and you're like, oh, how did I get into this situation?
Right. Oh, man. Well, excuse me. Well, it's been fun having you in here, man.
Yeah, it's
always a treat to have juxtaposition.
That's because I'm the best. That's correct.
Oh man. Well, could you send in a Nero for me?
Sure. You gonna be all right here?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give it.
Thanks,
I'll try.
Juxta.
Thank you, Kooky.
Take it easy.
See you later. You'll be able to manage the engineering stuff with your arthritis. You're gonna be able to click.
I have my pen. I can just press buttons with my pen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks. What an ass.
Wow, I see.
Yeah, it's like, man, pick on that's ageism right there. Oh, it's horrible.
What he's talking about? He goes to sleep early, like an
I
old
know.
man.
I mean, he needs to go to the early bird special and play shuffleboard or something that with the old blue hairs or something. Oh, what a jerk. What's up, Nero?
Hey, how's it going?
It's
Hello,
going okay. You want to take your old man pop shots at me now, or
no?
Okay,
I'll take them as they come.
Okay, well,
There we go. All right,
something to look forward to because everybody's lining up tonight. Oh man, what a show!
It was a good show.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for the intro music. That was awesome.
I'm glad you guys like it.
Yeah, it was really interesting watching you put that together too today.
Well, I kept seeing people pop into the chat and go, "Why is there no Limit Break Radio today?" And I was like, I can do something about this. Just. Yeah, and I had that. It's been sitting on my docket for a while, so I figured, why not? Let's do it. So yeah, it ended up pretty well. I liked the way that it ended up turning out. I didn't know how it was going to go over with me trying to mix it on stream because I only had one ear in my headphones, and I don't mix in headphones. I mix over speakers, and then what I'll generally do is I'll take it to a whole bunch of different, like I'll put it through headphones, then I'll put it through, like TV speakers or a Bluetooth speaker or something like that, and just hear what it sounds like on a whole bunch of different devices. So yeah, I mean that's pretty cool that a couple hours later there it is, introing your show. So.
Nice, appreciate it. So I mean, well, going back to that, why do you do it on speakers first and not headphones? Wouldn't you want the headphones on so you can hear it closely?
No, it really just kind of comes down to personal
Preferences, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I can't mix with headphones. Right. It's that I get a better sense of volume when it's not in my headphones, I think. I don't know why that for the stream, like the way that we have the stream setup rolling, anything that we play off the main streaming PC, you only hear on the one earphone. So you're not even getting a stereo signal. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. There's elements that you're just not hearing. Mm. And then the second thing is I don't know. Maybe it's my speakers because even at work I'll generally mix over speakers. I think I mix better over speakers. It's just a personal thing.
Preference, yeah. Nice. All right. Well, we were talking to everybody about the show. And of course,
really, that's what this show is about? I didn't know.
Well, it kind of went off on a couple different tangents with Juxta, but that's Juxta. But we were mostly talking about the job trait tree.
Okay.
Stuff.
All right.
So, what would you like to see from a Dark Knight's perspective from a trait tree? Because I know you guys are more of a magical defense.
Right.
So would it be viable to maybe mix in some physical defense, possibly?
Bring back the scythe.
No. There's no reason. There's no reason to do that. I don't, that's tough. I don't know. Because, I try not to set out too many expectations for something like that. I think I would have a better idea like what I would want from an ability to customize my skills. Like if you had an ability to lower a delay, like lower your recast time on an ability or up the potency of something, I think the applications of that could be really cool. Like you get someone who pumps a lot of points into Carve and Spit, and they can just pump out a good 6K Carve and Spit randomly. That would be cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool. But I don't know. In terms of traits, I've never really paid attention to the traits that we get. Right. So I think that's why when I think it was Juxta had brought up the possibility of putting in traits as a way to get around putting in abilities. I just don't. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would want out of that.
Wow.
I mean, I would like say like trying to think here how to put it. Say like you have a tank. And you have maybe you have your traits right now, but then the new traits from, I don't know if they put, how high do you think the cap would go? First of all, maybe another 10 or 5.
Because then you're talking about whether or not they do a level cap raise or not,
right? Because if
they're going to do a level cap raise, I think they'd do it in 10.
That way, then we're going to start talking about, I think, from there, the traits. Because I know, like, say, Warrior has certain traits that boost, their HP and stuff like that, and their current skills, right?
Right.
And I would like to see maybe, because we had a lot of abilities in this one, but the next time build on those traits to take down, like, say, or increase. How about like oh man, I'm trying to think, Skull Sunder or something like that. Increase that dot.
The
I think
dot,
that's a dot.
yeah.
Or like I'm trying to think, because I don't know Dark Knight too much, but do something like that.
But again, though, if it's regimented and it's exactly the same for every single person who takes up Dark Knight, it's just, I don't know what purpose that serves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Now, Scalia brought up the fact, like, say, like, you have a paladin, you can make you go paladin way, or maybe you can go a fencer. Or say, like I came up with warrior, you can split it off to a berserker or something like that. Just start doing like a little split off from the job.
yeah, I mean, if they wanted to, add some options or customization, sure. You could even do, the same quest line. You got to do the same quest, but you choose between one of two rewards.
Yeah.
Like, and that gets applied to your character, and then you're flagged for advancement. That's one way that they could do it. Yeah. I don't think that, again, I don't think that that's the best way. I think I would like to see ability customization.
Yes.
Specifically. That's what I would like to see. And at some point, I think that they've got to call the level cap good.
Yeah. For at least like an expansion or two, right?
Nah, I think Escalia was right that it's got to be longer than that. It's got to be a long term. Like, this is where we're going to keep it for a while.
But when you level cap, then they have to act, like we were talking about, actually come up with an idea to keep us engaged. We have that bottleneck right now of players who I think are mid-core right now or close to it, and they got nothing to do. I mean, it's either that or jump right into Savage, and then you're going to have a bottleneck of Savage, and nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem, and especially because the dev team keeps screwing around with Stone Sky Sea
and
Verminion.
Like
yeah, because there's no reason for any of that.
Right.
And especially if we're still in 4.0 and we're still getting shit like that, there's no fucking reason that should be a thing. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, they brought in their player base. Now they have to build on that. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like coming out with more dynamic end game things, like we were talking about before, actual raids.
I think one of the things that I'd like to see out of the content is I would like to see dynamic content, not just dynamic boss fights, but dynamic environments where you pick a path and it locks you out of another path, or you pick a path and it unlocks something specific in the dungeon.
Right. Talking like kind of like Cutter's Cry in 1.0, where two people split off and do their own thing, or half the party.
No, not necessarily.
Well, we kind of do that already.
Not necessarily.
More like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
No,
Right.
More like there is a forked path somewhere, and you've got to choose between one of two paths, and. Like if they did a branching, I'm thinking like salvage in FF11. Like you have to meet certain specific requirements, kill specific mobs, sometimes even in a specific order, to be able to unlock the next thing. Yeah, and it's not blatantly obvious like it is with Diadem, where it's like, get this crystal, kill X amount of this thing. Like it's when it's listed up there on the side, that is, I don't like
see it, get it.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I get why they did it for Diadem, because like in an open zone like that, you kind of need that. Like,
right.
But I think if you did it in a raid type environment, and you had progression that was based off of certain requirements that you're fulfilling. And it would lock you out of certain things. So you'd have to go in there with a plan.
Right.
Like, hey, we're going to farm this tonight.
Right, it's more controlled.
So we're not going this way.
Right.
We're not going off to the left. You know what I mean? Like, every time I do Anti-Tower, right before the boss room, you see where the hallway just continues going forward. And I'm like, what's down there? And I'm kind of curious if we're going to be able to go there in like hard mode. Yeah. But imagine if you had that choice while you were in the goddamn dungeon.
To start off, right.
Like you would know, oh, I could go left here and I could do Calcabrina and we could call it quits and I could get my tomes, or we can continue going on straight and do another 20, 30 minutes of dungeon.
Right. And maybe picking up some awesome loot on the way.
Yeah. Get better loot, get more tomes. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
incentivize it too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Just stuff like that, like more dynamics, like more options. That's not just like check this box and go to this thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like more options in the moment where you got to like talk to the other 3 people in your party and go, hey, do you guys want to go left or right?
Right.
There's literally no reason to talk to anyone in a dungeon party ever.
Right. There is
Ever. There's, I mean,
say hi and that's it. Thanks for the party and that's it. That's all I ever see.
99% of the time.
Yeah.
There's no reason to
interaction, period.
Give us a left or right. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just ask that fucking. I don't know. It just seems like if you have dynamic content, that would be a good way to do it.
Do you think they'll ever do that?
No.
No, I don't.
Maybe in 4.0.
It'd be nice.
Maybe in 4.0.
They need to change something.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
definitely need to change something.
Absolutely. I mean, something's got to happen for 4.0. If they could change, I mean, they could change a lot. I mean, Square Enix has built a very flexible, malleable game. If they learned nothing from FF11, they learned not to build a very rigid game.
Right.
You know, like their game structure is rigid, like the play structure, the play style is rigid.
Right.
But what they can put into what they can develop for the game,
flexibility.
there's a lot of flexibility there.
Nice.
So, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, the cynic in me wants to say, nah, we'll never see it.
I'd love to, though.
The optimist in me says that's what they need to do.
Yeah. What would you like to see done with Diadem, then?
We need some kind of NM pop system. Straight up. It's got to be an NM pop system. Like make the first tier either farmable through what we have, through a pop item,
Right.
or make it buyable through one of those vendors that serve no fucking purpose that are currently on the map.
Right.
Don't make it sellable through Guild. Make it, make it tradable through the materia points. So you got to be like, well, do we want to try to, pop an NM, or do I want the materia? It makes a player, a tough player choice. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of what the Diadem needs, because just going in there and going, oh, let's bash our face against dinosaurs.
Right. I did it once and I didn't care for it.
I did it a bunch. I mean, I got a lot of decent loot out of it, and I liked doing it. But they need to have systems that build on top of each other.
Right.
That's, I think, their biggest their shortcoming is that they don't have systems that build on top of each other.
Right. They just go right across.
Yeah. Or they don't interact at all. They don't overlap at all. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I liked that the gathering, like you had to send gatherers into Diadem
That was different. I did like that.
To get the stuff to craft the relic. I thought that was kind of smart.
Yeah. You made it more doable. I mean, not doable, more doable, but they have to do it. People will have to go in there and farm that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So do you see any problems with the cross-platform issue, or?
Not really. I mean, it seems like a win. It's a win-win.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Xbox
consensus with everybody.
Yeah, Xbox gets another title.
Yeah. More money in their pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of feel like Xbox had to make this move.
Right.
Like, Sony wasn't in a position where they had to do it. Microsoft's just getting killed right now.
Right.
They're getting their ass kicked.
Yeah.
And if anyone was going to do, I mean, Nintendo's over in the corner smashing square pegs into round holes and calling themselves genius for it.
I like that.
But Microsoft is like, they're hurting. So
Right.
they're like, we don't want people to bail to Sony. That we don't want people who have already bought our console to bail to Sony.
Right.
That's what they're worried about. That they're in so much trouble. They're past the point of trying to court a new consumer base, and they're just going, please don't go away.
Right.
Please don't go away. That's not a good place to be. And so, yeah, but in the end, gamers win.
Right.
Gamers end up winning from
Oh, yeah.
this hands down. So,
Do you think there's going to be a limitation, like you said?
a hardware limitation?
Yeah.
No.
There is visual differences between the PS4 and the Xbox One.
You're not wrong, but my PS4 version, in a lot of instances, in a lot of zones, has a much more stable frame rate out on my PS4 than it does on my R9 380.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there are some zones on my PC that fucking suck. Wolves Den, terrible,
Really?
terrible. I get terrible FPS. Walking down into the point, the part where you buy armor. I don't know
Yes.
why.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Never Reap is terrible. I don't get those same frame rate slowdowns on the PS4. So I think they could tune it to the hardware.
Right.
They can turn settings down for sure.
Right.
And I mean, the PS4 version looks great.
Right. No, I played on both, and
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is about my system, but I notice frame rate issues where I don't notice them on the PS4.
See, I don't notice. I think because I built my machine and I got a 970 GTX 970 in mine. I don't notice any of that. So I mean, where does your graphics card compare to that?
It's pretty close to that. I mean, R9 380 is pretty much the Radeon equivalent of a
970.
970.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
Might even be closer to there's a 980
There's
as well.
I think a 980.
And
I think there might be a 990.
there might be a 990. I think it's closer to a 980, but I'm not.
Right.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
But it's also I think that's the 4 gig version.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's got 4 gigs.
You run Final Fantasy on maximum settings, or
No, I can't.
I can't.
No, I get frame rate lag. I wish I could.
Right.
I mean, and it's
What
obvious.
processor do you have?
It's 8250, 8250, 8350. I can't tell. You can. I mean, if you want to open up my Corsair link, it's right there. It should be one of the open windows. It'll tell you.
Corsair link.
Yeah, that's one of the open windows on the.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
No.
No, not that one.
I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
forget it.
Yeah.
I think it's an 8250.
You think that might be in the problem? I mean, I got a 6-core at home.
That's an 8-core.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're having
8
that kind of a problem?
8 series is 8 cores.
How much RAM?
16? That's 4 4s. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right? It shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of, because you should be running pretty good on that. That's
I
kind of
was
weird.
running an R7. What was that? R7 370 until a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
But Nika had this card and it had all kinds of problems with it.
Oh, that's the blue screen card, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I don't know if it's. I can't. I don't know.
Right.
I really don't know. I don't overclock anything. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't either. That
No.
ruins stuff right there.
Yeah, I don't. I run it all stock.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to put our minds together. I might be able to help you out with it. I don't know.
Maybe I notice it more. Like maybe it's just I'm sensitive to it. And I mean, obviously, when you're streaming too, like that takes up a significant amount of resources.
Yeah.
So you're going to notice frame rate lag more. But I mean, like if I'm not streaming, I was actually able to bump the graphic settings up to a couple, but you would think running an R9 380 that you'd be able to run the fucker on maximum and get 60 FPS everywhere.
Right.
It's not the case.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that just boggles my mind.
Even in Never Reap without streaming, it is dog shit on Kanu Vanu.
Right.
Dog shit.
Now, you have everything on one machine, right?
One machine?
You ever thought about doing dual machines? Streaming with one and playing with the other?
How would I do that? How would I be able to capture the...
I've heard, I don't know right offhand, but I've heard a lot of Twitch streamers are switching to the dual PCs.
Clearly, we have enough PCs to be able to make that work.
You can almost heat the whole building with the many machines you have in here.
I would love... If anyone in the chat knows about this method, I'd love to hear more about it, because I think that's something that we could do. I mean, that's definitely something that is possible. Because that would help significantly.
Oh, yeah. You're taking less pressure off that whole machine. Maybe I'll look into it. I'll see if I can help out if nobody else can figure it out, but yeah.
Well, we did just get on that main machine, courtesy of our generous Patreon donors. We did just pick up a internal Elgato capture card, and so that will help us run our cameras much more in sync for Final Encounter Cast.
Internal, you said?
Internal.
Okay.
Because that's in real time. Everything is in real time there. There's virtually no input lag.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that's how they're doing it, but
that sounds like it could be possible to do that then.
Could just run the HDMI out
to the other machine.
To the other machine, yeah.
I think so.
You know, the other thing is that I don't ever do the SLIing or like I've never run more than
dual
one.
SLIs.
Yeah, like I've never
done it myself.
More than one graphics card, and I know whenever I see people's streaming setups and they're getting 60 FPS everywhere and they're able to pump out 60 FPS streaming.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck do you buy to be able to do that? Like,
there's settings or something.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. I get jealous. I legitimately get jealous. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck do you have to do?
Right.
'Cause I have fiddled with so many settings in this fucking room. And I
believe it.
I mean, I've got it now to where I like it. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear about that method.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do to look it up.
Escape Death in the chat says you capture the game PC using a capture card, just like if it was a console. So maybe.
But the output coming off of what? Like what? You would use.
You would use your gaming PC just like a console, right? And you would take that output into the capturing.
But I've only got one HDMI out, and that goes into my fucking screen. That goes into my monitor. So it would have to be a way that I'm duplicating that feed to also send it out. But I've only got one HDMI out on my video card.
Is there another way you can connect your monitor to your PC?
I mean, if I got if I got another internal capture card and it was running in real time, that might work. But you're like daisy chaining
a lot of shit, yeah.
A lot of shit together.
It's interesting now. I'm kind of curious now.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
I wish I had the internet. You did. I know you guys have problems with Comcast, but it's going to be difficult. I'm trying to start to stream.
Oh yeah.
I've done a few testings, and I swear to God, my 14 screen can only be probably maybe 8 inches across by maybe 6 inches high.
Is it a processor issue?
It's the internet issue. I'm barely getting 1 meg upload. So I have to crunch everything as small as I can, and then I still have to put it as a shitty 480 instead of a 1080.
Couldn't you turn down your bandwidth usage? So I run mine at like 3K.
I could try that.
You could try it. That might be one way to do it.
I mean, I have Frontier, and they're horrible people. Those people are over there. But, I mean, I'd rather have Comcast, let's put it that way.
Can you not get Comcast out there?
No. I live out in the sticks out there where I live. Yeah, and I've asked them, look, I will pay you guys $20 or more just to get more upload speed. Because I get 20 down and maybe 1 up.
No, not great.
No, it's not.
No.
So
I'm getting 50 down and then at least 10 up.
yeah, see, I'd love to have
Wow.
those numbers.
Which, by the way, I'd like to say I'm happy that Comcast did not give us any trouble today.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
We've made it all the way to the end and we're still connected. So
Hell yeah.
that's pretty good.
Nice.
I am losing my voice. I don't know what happened.
I can hear it.
Like halfway through the show, I started noticing, like Woody. I'm sure you noticed that. I was asking for tea every 5 minutes.
This is the first time I've noticed you asked for a drink the most, I should say. Let me put it up.
Because my voice, it wasn't about being thirsty. It was like I was noticing my voice dying.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Well, let's call it a show then.
It's your show.
Yeah, that way we're not putting, more strain on your vocals.
No, I don't care. I can just walk out of here. This is my house.
True story.
This is my house. I can just go into my other room.
Right.
And go watch TV. And just wait for you guys to leave.
Yeah, well, it's kind of getting late anyways. Might just call it a night.
Might as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for the show, you guys. You can find us at limitbreakradio.com, where we have past shows, and you can also vote for next week's Fantasy League draft on our blog. You can follow us on Twitter at Limit Break Radio. Throw us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/limitbreakradio. You can support the show at patreon.com/limitbreakradio. Let's see. You can also find Kooky, I believe, at Kooky Persona. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you can find me at LenHeath1. I guess thanks for tuning in. Check us out every Sunday at 1. I know we had a little exception this week, but usually at 1. Final Encounter Cast is going to start going weekly. That'll follow the Limit Break show.
That's right. And we should be here next week. I know that there was some question about that on the show. I feel like everyone will be here. So
I won't be able.
I won't.
fuck you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fuck you both.
Irish Catholic. I
Sorry.
won't be here, yeah.
I'll promote you guys at WonderCon.
Boo.
I'll promote you guys at the family gathering. Okay.
You're going to a con instead of being here. All right. Well, if you're doing promo, then that makes it okay.
Promo.
All right, you guys. Catch you later, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.